Gentlemen, welcome here to a brand new video today, and you join me at the end of practice before we jumping into qualifying for the Chinese Grand Prix. So we finished there in the Chinese Grand Prix practice, P14 ahead of our teammate, which is positive, and we had a pretty decent practice session then there. Not too bad, it didn't go that badly the practice, indeed, but yeah. Obviously, China, round number 3, for the F1 2019 calendar, of course, and for Season 2, of course. And yeah, obviously, during Season 2, hopefully we can do, maybe not quite a repeat, but a repeat of last year and score some solid points around here. I think last year we finished either 6th or 7th. I know we picked up quite a decent haul of points around here, and we'll check in a sec, but yeah, obviously we're coming into this race with one more point, so hopefully we can, you know, have a good race. We finished 6th last year, so we picked up 8 points. So long we score the same amount of points, 8 points, we'll be ahead. If we don't score anything, if we don't finish in 6th, in terms of points, we'll have less this year than last year, sort of thing. But I don't really care too much in terms of how many points we have. The whole point of this year is actually to score more points on average rather than score points randomly. I want to score, like, get streaks of points, if that makes sense, rather than just these one-off points. That's what it was last year. Anyway, let's go and let's see what we can do around the circuit of Shanghai. Of course, it's not going to be easy. Never is this circuit, one of the more tough ones, I say, on the calendar. But really enjoyable. I do like this circuit. It really, I think, as a circuit, is a brilliant circuit to come racing on. Like, especially in the game. Maybe not in real life. I reckon it is one of the more boring Grand Prix of the season we have in terms of overtaking. Usually, 9 times out of 10, but I like this track. It is a good track. Like, it does have very good corners. It's not a technical circuit, which is nice, because there are quite a few technical circuits. Has a very small technical ability to it, but yeah, you know, it is obviously a very good track. High speed, love the corners through here. Especially in these modern day F1 cars, they are absolutely fantastic, this section, especially when gotten right. So yeah, it is a good circuit. Anyway, so we're just preparing our lap. I want to go behind the Williams here, I think, because yeah, I just don't want to be ahead of the Williams. So gone behind the Williams now, so we're fitting into this slot in between the McLaren and the Williams. There's no rush out here. One thing about this circuit, it is a very high tyre wear circuit, so you can expect to see quite a lot of wear when we show you the display in about a lap's time. But yeah, aim for the session, don't get easily through to Q2. So let's go. So here we go then on a lap of the Shanghai International Circuit for the Chinese Grand Prix qualifying, of course. And here we go on the run down into a swooping turn 1, and it's quite long turn 1 as you fetch into turn 2. I like to class out sort of 2 corners, then down into turn 3. Round turn 3, take another double apex sort of thing. Through turn 4, then into turn 5, then out turn 5, power your way out, flat out through turn 6, no, not quite, slight lift, not quite getting the right line though through there, but I don't think it compromised me, hopefully, too much, as we now approach one of the toughest corners on the track in terms of its technical ability. Very easy to get this section wrong. get on the power nice and early, then leads you up to a long run up the hill here on the back straight, which is about 1 kilometre I think long, or 1 mile long, as we've really scuffed that up. And this hasn't been by no means the cleanest of laps. Hopefully we'll fit somewhere 7/10 off. So I think we're definitely going to have to go again. Weren't by no means a clean lap there. But we're ahead of Grosjean, interestingly, which is nice. So haven't done the worst lap in the world, which is always a pleasure to see. Hopefully we can just get through Q2 here. I would like to get through to Q2. Teammates gone slightly quicker, so I don't think there's too much between myself and my teammate. We haven't though gotten through to Q2, by the way, in quite a long time, so it'd be very nice to get through to Q2. So these tyres are practically done for the day, as we now make our way back into the pit lane. So obviously hope is we'll go back out in about 10 or 15 minutes time, and we'll be able to do a slightly faster lap, enough to get us into Q2. But right now we're dropping down the field quite rapidly. We're in P9 at the moment. I'm not sure how many cars are behind us, or how many are in front, but I think it's not going to be easy getting to Q2, but I want to get into Q2 today, and possibly even Q3. I think if we can make it into Q2, we can really then start pushing for Q3. But yeah, obviously pretty tough, though. And by the way, I think so far, both races so far this season, we've outraced our teammate, but my teammates out-qualified me, by the way. So that's something I want to change today. I want to hopefully be able to change that, to maybe make it the opposite way around, maybe where we can get through. But yeah, it don't look like we're too far off. Looks like the field is pretty close here, from the, from going through and not going through. I certainly think though there is a lot of time in our lap. Like first sector was okay, I feel, but middle sector, well, it's looking very much even between me and my teammate, but I feel like we're a bit off there. Saying last sector is where we slow, I guess we did make a mistake, saying we lost 3/10 in that last sector, so if that's the case, then easily through, aren't we? If we think of it, or we should be quite safe.
So far, our fastest lap
right,
is
here we go then.
33.8. Checks
so
complete.
This
We're ready.
is the final lap. Now, did I change the tyres? Please say yes I did. Please say yes I did. Please say. If we didn't, we're screwed. Yes, good. For a moment there, we forgot to change onto a fresh set of soft tyres. We're the last car out of the garage, which is good. So we've got plenty, absolutely a ton of clear track. You couldn't get any more clear. Right now, the two racing points of Grosjean and Lance Stroll. Right now, way down the field. I know we're quite low down, but yeah, them two cars obviously quite far down today, right now. Pretty sure that's not where they want to be right now. But anyway, so this will be the final lap here. If we don't get through, so if we we get through, hopefully, then we'll have another 2 laps to come our way. And possibly a Q3 appearance right now. But right now, as things currently lay, we're in the drop zone for Q1, which we need to get out of if we want to progress to get into Q2, of course. And gonna turn up the engine sort of about now. So apparently there's a second there, roughly. Or certainly more time. Anyway, here we go then. Second lap of the day. Let's see whether or not we can get through. And we're already slightly up on our lap delta, which is obviously a positive as we come into turn number 1. Down the hill we go into turn number 2. And slightly down, only just a slight, not massively. And now clawing back quite a bit of time. So 2 tenths up, 3 tenths now through the middle sector, so we're looking good through certainly the middle part of a lap. 6 tenths up, so right now this should be enough to get through, so long we keep it clean in the last part. Getting very similar drive off that corner. This is where now the time apparently was basically missing. And yeah, certainly gaining an awful lot of air. Hopefully this lap good enough to go through into qualifying. I don't think it'll be last, but is that enough to get through to Q2? It is P9. Wow, what a lap there then. So P number 9, we're through to Q2 in the end quite easily. Yeah, so yeah, that's us through into Q2. Out in Q1 then, I'll call them as they are in grid order, starting from 20th to 16th. We'll have Lance Stroll, Romain Grosjean, Lucas Weber, Alex Albon and Daniel Ricciardo. So for the first time this season we have out-qualified our teammate here at Shanghai, which is pretty good indeed. So yeah. By the way, just in case anyone's new to the channel, this season we're actually using the wheel. We're not using wheel every race, we're using wheel for 8 races. We've already done 1 race with the wheel, so that means there's 7 more races with the wheel to come. I've selected the tracks. The next time we'll be racing with wheel will be in Spain. So only 2 races from now. Anyway. So, first flying laps are over. Obviously, from Q1 then, we have enough pace, certainly, for top 10. Not going to be easy getting to the top 10, but enough pace to get top 10. That is crucial, which is good. So, certainly a strong chance of points this weekend, which is positive, which is what we want, of course. We want to be fighting out for points every race and be scoring points in majority of races. That's what we want this season, and yeah, hopefully we can do that, fight for points, and hopefully we can get them points and bring them home for the team. So we're in Q2 now. So what happens here, basically, once again, very similar story to Q1. 5 cars will be eliminated. I think it's 5 or 6. But the top 10 drivers or teams that go through to the shootout will start on the set of tyres that they set their best lap on. So effectively we can only start on the soft compound either way if we get through to Q2. We're going to start on the soft anyway, whether we're in Q2 or not, Q3 or not. But yeah, basically we're looking to set a decent lap, but not take too much out the tyre here. That's the whole aim, to set a decent lap but not take too much. It's a very odd aim. We're going to try and pick up a slipstream from Vettel here, if possible. I only want a small one, don't want a big one. But here we go then. So following Sebastian Vettel around the final corner, then for the third lap that we're doing today in qualifying, taking a nice neater line. Just gonna try and mimic Vettel here, because Vettel's a top driver, so therefore effectively he should easily get through. Using the curve slightly for rotation. Oh no! Balls! I want to finish off the lap. Put in a bit too much steering input. Let's try and finish off the lap though. Nothing we can do about that. That's the lap gone, ain't it? Oh, getting very squirmish through there. Through final corner, it's a 33.7, so yeah, not happy with that, absolutely not happy. So we need to find more time.
There's only one lap of fuel remaining.
So obviously now we make our way back to the pits, where obviously we will hopefully get a fresh set of tyres and refuel the car, recharge our battery, refocus, revision. But right now, as things would currently stand, I think we're out of Q2. Probably starting last, or 15th, should I say, really. So, yeah.
Okay, we're currently in the drop zone. We need you to move up into the top 10, or we won't progress to the shootout.
Again, I feel like the area where we struggled most on that lap. Well, I feel like middle sector, and we lost certainly a bit in the last as well. Quite a long way in the last, so yeah. Certainly middle is where we lost some time. Again, I just don't feel like we've hooked up that middle sector exactly right today so far. But yeah, we've still got time. Got one more run before we would be eliminated. So time is on the table, but we do have to also find a bit of time on the table as well. So things aren't plain sailing just yet, but neither here or there. Got one more lap anyway to focus. So right now, what's the time to go through? 33.1. So I reckon we can get through. I don't think we're out, or we're not out in the sense of the running. there is certainly, I think, enough time in our car to get through. It's only 7/10 we're finding. Not like we got to find 6 years or 6/10. Anyway, second flying lap then. Here we go then for the second lap. This is the lap where, obviously, again, we need to make it count. So yeah, if there was a lap that needed to count more, it's this one. Otherwise, we are out. So, will this be our final lap? Or will it be second time lucky as well? Now in Q3 we've only got the one run, by the way, so we won't have any other runs. Alright, so obviously Q2, we've only got 55 seconds remaining. What is, I guess, a bit of a blessing, we've got a very, once again, clear track this time. So, more or less no cars around us, which is good, meaning we don't really have to look for slipstream. We're just going to run off our own pure car performance, which is good. So we've got 20 seconds to get to the line. Here we go then. On the flying lap. Here we go then. So, not gaining much here. So gaining absolutely nothing, in fact losing a bit of time again in this first sector. So the first sector was quite good. And again, gaining nice fair amount of time in the middle. And we're now 8/10 up, a second up practically here. So yeah, this is looking good. Again, hopefully it'll be good enough. It's about second gain. Ooh.
2 minutes remaining in the session.
Nearly screwing it up at the end and there, but not quite. We're 1.1 seconds up. Just about over a second up. Are we through? Yes, we are. We've done it again. P8. Oh, wow. So, when it counts the most, we are delivering then here. At our best then. A 32.6. That's us through to Q3 then. So, that will be the set of tyres we start our race on. And yeah, enough to get through into Q3. So yeah, out in Q2, again, I'll read from 15th to 11th. So we have Lando Norris, Kimi Räikkönen, Kevin Magnussen, George Russell, and Nico Hülkenberg. So, remaining in the top 10 for today's shootout, read from 1st to 10th. We have Sebastian Vettel, Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen, Bottas, Leclerc, Gasly, Sainz, myself, Perez, and Devon Butler. So, yeah, it looking like that we're probably in the fight here for P7, possibly P6. It's not going to be easy though. We'll have to wait and see. I don't want to say that we're in the fight for P6 here. But yeah, we'll soon find out in about what, I guess a few minutes time. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna go out in the middle part of the session here. So the track will have rubbed in, but also we'll get a nice clean track. So once they've done their first laps effectively, that's when we're gonna go out. So obviously they're now, I think, on the in laps. So we're gonna go literally now on our lap. So that's what we're doing. Verstappen's now on the out lap. So basically, when we're on our in lap, they probably will be on their out laps effectively. So obviously, the reason why I'm doing it, just so we can get a nice clean run. I don't want to be obstructed by anyone. I don't want to pick up slipstream. I didn't feel the slipstream helped me here. So if we can get a nice clean run in, hopefully that will be the best thing for us. And yeah, hopefully though we can get a nice clean run, and that will be it. But also, I may go for a second lap as well, because on all 3 laps, we've been, actually, believe it or not, got quite a bit of fuel on board to do 2 laps. So I may try and, if let's say we're not happy with first lap, just keep pushing until we're satisfied, sort of thing. So effectively we've got at least 2 minutes or 2 laps effectively in the bank here. So obviously got 5 minutes to make it to the line. Obviously plenty of time till the end of the session. I want to get a bit closer to that line there, so just get a nicer run up the hill on this lap. So they're not going to be coming out of the garage at least for the next 2 minutes, I wouldn't have thought. Right, out of the final turn, let's go. Let's see what we can do then here. There you go. So right now we're looking at Verstappen, 3/10 down already in the first sector. So literally the top lot have literally flown and done miles better laps compared to the Q2 times. They've gone way faster. So P10, we're gonna go again.
You've dropped to P10. You're on the 5th row of the grid.
So right now, didn't quite. Now pace already 4/10 down. I don't think we're improving, are we? through there, just a tad. Maybe there is something, I'm not sure. We haven't improved by anything. By the time we get to the final corner, we're pitting. Alright. Yeah, we're pitting. So, right, P10, sadly. I don't know whether we could have gone faster or not. I don't want to say. All I can say, the time at 1:32.8, it isn't exactly bad. It would have been actually probably good enough to get through still into Q3. So it's not like the actual time in itself is exactly bad, if you could call it bad. Like, yeah, it's okay. It's not the best. Don't get me wrong, but it's not bad either. Unfortunately, yeah, we just didn't have the pace then in Q3 when it mattered. Exactly. How far off did that lap put us though? Only put us a 10th off 9th, so yeah, it's a few tenths off you know, the top lot are. So
let's have a quick look at those who will be fronting the grid.
Yeah.
Verstappen, Bottas and Lewis Hamilton. Well, that wraps up qualifying, but don't worry, we'll be back tomorrow
anyway
as we head into the Grand Prix.
So we'll be starting P10. We're in the points, which is a positive. It's our first Q3 appearance. It's our first ever time, like, well, not first ever, but first ever time this season. Well, I was going to say, where we're actually in the points, which is obviously a good thing for us. But what can we do, hey? From what is effectively P10 on the grid.
Alright, I think we can call that a successful qualifying. We should be in with a good chance in.
So, P10. So, we're in the points here. I think the aim's got to be get more points than this. I think we've got to aim for more. But it's raining. Oh, shite.
With the race minutes away from...
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
I don't know. It's raining now, so that changes the dynamic of the race. Could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. I don't know.
Okay, our system checks are good. We need to stay in formation and start bringing...
Personally, I prefer dry races.
Load into the tyres and work the brakes.
And the reason why I prefer dry races is because at least in a dry race scenario, you don't have to worry about, you know, the weather too much. But don't get me wrong, wet races aren't bad either. It's a part of the parcel. You've got to live with it. Slightly crashing already, but as I say, you got to live with it. The wet, you got to go through the thick and the rough, as they say. But it's certainly different as well, because the thing about a wet race I don't like is the unpredictability.
We've got about 15 minutes of this heavy rain left, after which we should see light rain conditions.
The thing I do like about the rain is obviously its unpredictability as well, because obviously having rain does throw a bit of a spanner into the works, but also not having it also throws spanner. So here in a wet race in China. Hopefully that spin isn't a sign of things to come. So, starting 10th here in a very wet, cold China. Now it is going to dry up towards the end of the race, so probably we'll see intermediate conditions at one point today. Anyway, here we go then for the Chinese Grand Prix. As it's tipping it down, just like it did, I think it was 2009 where it rained here. Like this sort of thing. Now, can Vettel make it 3 from 3? Or will someone else be our race winner? We've got a Red Bull of Verstappen on pole. So, certainly things can happen today. It's a Mercedes 3rd and 4th. Vettel is in, I think, 5th. The car just almost wanted to go around there on me as we defend our inside line down into turn 1. Bit of a collision between myself and it was Ricciardo. Oh, no, sorry, Hulkenberg. As we literally can't really see much ahead of us. But neither here or there, still gonna take a risk and go down the inside of all these cars here in the wet condition. The car feels quite nice actually in this wet weather right now. Car doesn't feel too bad. Car feels quite racy. Trying to break the toe. The signs. Almost goes up my inside.
That's a strong start. Well done.
Alright, let's stay in front of Gasly here. The signs and Gasly battling out. We might as well take the ordinary racing line. Alright, now and see where I'm sort of going. Got quite a clear track after Butler and the top group. Just really racing off into the distance here. We're on lap 2. Obviously still tipping it down here in the Chinese Grand Prix. That was the car again, just wanted to spin out. Gonna take the inside line. stay on the inside here and push Sainz out wide. Sainz got the position.
Okay, some information on Sainz. They have an issue with their car. They're going to be slow.
As we're gonna just retake it, the position. So apparently Sainz got some sort of issue with his car. As we're sort of leading a train of cars here. Hopefully we can sort of detach ourselves from Carlos Sainz, and we are now. So whatever wrong with Carlos Sainz, obviously it's affecting his pace and his chance of challenging for certainly P7 in the race. But we are absolutely nowhere right now, as Verstappen leads, 2 Mercedes followed by the 2 Ferraris, and I think Butler's going slow, so we're going to inherit P6, so we're now into P6. We're not going to stop, no point, it's too wet. But yeah, we're now into P6, so this is the position we finished last year in this race. And right now we're on track to finish it in the same position this year in the 2 Grand Prix at China. So yeah, looking good for us in terms of that.
Safety car is ending. Maintain your pace until the green flag. VSC ending. Wait for green.
We can now return to racing speed. So we're now in P6. We're just outside the top 5.
Green flag.
So this is certainly already been a much better season than last.
Seconds.
But the aim is still very much the same. Focus on driving the car. Even though we're in a pretty solid point scoring position right now. And points are 100% firmly on the table. Oh dear, that was a big error.
The heavy rain will pass in about 5 minutes. We'll then be working with light rain conditions.
So Gasly's now just got past Carlos Sainz, and Perez now just got past Pierre Gasly. So certainly plenty of changes going on behind me as they battle it out for P7. Obviously Carlos Sainz running with some sort of issue, whether it's technical or mechanical, I don't know.
Somewhere on the ICE, be aware that we will start to see a loss of power.
So lap 5 obviously we're now on. Rain sunny seems to be easing just a little bit.
Car behind by around a second a lap.
On pure pace, I don't think we've got the pace to. We didn't have the pace to compete with maybe some of these cars at the moment in this race. Don't look like it because Perez is certainly closing in on me quite quickly here.
Increase ERS deployment.
And those in front are just able to pull out a quite nice gap as we go wide. That's going to certainly cost us a lot of time as we take a run off the circuit, taking a bit of a detour. Don't want to be doing that too many times, and that wasn't a nice noise there. Heard something, I think it's where the floor is. Right now on edge racing here. Perez is certainly closing in on P6, which I currently hold. 2 seconds is the gap. This time last lap it was almost 4, so that's 2 seconds Perez has gained there on me. Gasly don't appear to be fast right now. So look like the full wet weather is affecting some of us, whilst possibly helping others. Verstappen obviously getting away. So 1.8 is the gap now. And Perez is very much right up my gearbox, so can't really make a mistake. Luckily, in obviously these wet conditions, no DRS, so obviously that helps somewhat. Just means Perez has to then rely on slipstream, so therefore it really does slow down or reduce the amount of chances he will have in this race in terms of overtaking us, so long we keep it all clean.
ERS to overtake, please. Push now.
So lap 7, so we're halfway through this race. 7 laps down, 7 laps to go. And of course, we've got that 1 extra point this race, so if we score 8 points, effectively we'll have 9 as we lose the car almost. And this will certainly give Perez a bit of a run here. I'm going to try and push him out wide, Perez.
It's not a perfect situation, but I don't think we have cause to move on to a different tyre yet.
So, yeah, quite nerve-wracking that was, as I thought that was the moment Perez would get past, but not quite. As I say, effectively we can go not slow as we want, but we can certainly prevent
Gap to car in front is
any move through
11.9
staying on the
seconds.
track. And here comes Sergio Perez. We're going to now fight with all and everything we've got to try and get back past here, but we're not going to let Sergio go that easy. So even if it costs a collision, I'll take the collision before letting Sergio pass. But trying to do whatever I can to stay in front in these tricky wet conditions, because I want to finish well here today. that was a good drive there off the corner, which is good, just what we need. Don't want to have bad drives off the corner at this phase in the race. Just want to get good drive and make sure we can get on with our race. Gonna go to the left. No, no, no. Not going through. I don't care.
Okay, tyres still looking good, Nick. Let's keep them that way for as long as we can.
Because Perez and I battling it out, and you know, I'm really tempted to come in. The yellow flag up the road. Hope. I think someone's out. Possibly. It's Bottas.
They're retiring from the race.
So Bottas is out. So we're going to inherit P6 again, effectively. And I don't know whether it's time to come in or not. The circuit is drier. Weather report.
This rain could be with us for a while. Light rain conditions for the foreseeable
So-
future. Full wets seem like the best tyre for now.
Oh, so it is like rain. I fancy coming in, taking a risk. But then I don't want to lose out valuable points. At least not whilst we're racing. So effectively, and let Perez go. We don't have to worry about Perez anymore because we're in P6 again, and I want to finish roughly in the P6. I know P5 would be nice, but P6 is also nice.
We have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
See, the thing is, what do we do if it does get to inters? I'm gonna prepare the inters, so my team knows that we're preparing maybe for a stop. And what tire to give us, and we're off the track. So we're fighting with Hulkenberg here, as we tap Hulkenberg just a little bit, giving him a nice friendly love kiss.
Let's turn up the ERS deployment and burn some of this energy.
As we losing out, I feel like it's time to come in. I feel like, yeah. Box this lap.
Right, come in at the end of this lap.
I feel like it's definitely time. I no longer feel confident on the tyre. I feel like we're going deep everywhere. Or sliding. Tyre's starting to get very, very hot, which would suggest to me certainly almost time
The gap to the car ahead is 4.5
the
seconds.
inters. And yeah, track does look so much drier. It is raining, definitely lighter, so we're 100% committed now to pitting. No other option. Obviously, whether or not they'll come in, I don't know. Is Perez coming in? No, he ain't. Perez is out still, so Perez staying out. But we will be the first to pit on to a set of inters then here, which is obviously a very brave strategy. If the rest of them all stay out, that would be us points over, probably race over. We'd have no chance of recovery. So yeah, hopefully they'll all come in.
Exit now.
Okay, we didn't have to make the stop, but I feel like best strategy.
That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops.
Tazani. So, hopefully, these tyres will work. And immediately not feeling great on the tyre either. But, let's see. Could take time to warm up, just don't know. So Verstappen doing the fast lap, as we are gaining actually on those in front. So I think we're only about, maybe we're on the crossover more than ready for the inters. I think this could be quite the case. Hopefully, fingers crossed, people pit. Fingers crossed we can get in to the points now. Otherwise, we've just thrown away literally a points finishing position. Which I hope not. We've got 3 more laps. Only marginal, very marginal, the gap's coming down right now. And it certainly enters now, 100%. Yeah. We've just done our personal best. So, certainly enters, is right tyre to go.
It's time to use some of this charge.
But, hopefully, hopefully the AI will stop. And we'll get into the points. Because the AI may take a risk, I don't know. With this short to go to the end of the Grand Prix.
Our gap to the car in front is 11.2
but
seconds.
When we're doing fastest sector like that, that's obviously, why would you take a risk now? But then we're costing ourselves a bit of time then there, which isn't great. Please say people are coming in and they're staying out. I think the AI are gonna take a risk. I don't know why I think that. I feel like we've just blown points here.
We have 2 laps of fuel remaining.
They've got 1 lap to go. If they don't pit next lap, that's race over. We've lost points at a circuit where clearly we easily were running in the points for so long. All because we thought the Inter, or it was time for Inters. And it is, like, but we didn't want to take risks staying on the wet tyre. 0.8 of a second, but we need to be gaining like more than that to get points. Verstappen does a new fastest lap. We go purple middle sector. And I think the AI are going to stay out. The AI have decided to stay out here despite it being clearly time for intermediate tyres, which obviously means we're not going to score points. We've lost points because of a strategy decision, not because how fast or slow our pace has been. But yeah, that just confirms how, you know, whether or not it's right time for Inters. Certainly was, but the AI decided to take the risk.
Excess fuel. We'll be back on target soon. Don't wait too
At least
long
we've done fastest lap, so I think that's one thing we can take. But still, which one would I prefer, fastest lap or points? Has to be points.
Less than a lap of fuel now. The tank is empty.
And it's Max Verstappen who wins the Chinese Grand Prix. Like, of course, it's nothing obviously to me really. Like, down in 18th. And we could have scored points, probably should have stayed out.
To the next car. Push, push.
But we'll take probably our own fastest lap as well. Yes, we get fastest lap.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Ferme.
A strategy decision caught us out today. We were on the right tyre, so we didn't get that wrong. We did pit at the right time, but the AI chose to stay out, and yeah, they took the risk. Okay, we didn't have to take the risk ourselves, or didn't have to pit. We could have also stayed out, but yeah.
It's a very balanced package in the wet, and what happens is that the drivers have confidence to attack.
What a shame. What a shame.
Red Bull are winners today after showcasing some incredible driving. There's been a huge push from them lately to stay competitive with the other teams.
Verstappen
certainly proving themselves.
picking up his first win of the season. Hamilton second, Vettel third. But neither here or there. Yeah.
So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. Sebastian Vettel will be very happy with that result as he extends his championship lead. Now, let's discuss, Ants. Who would you say is a contender for Driver of the Day?
Well, often my go-to would be a driver who's managed to pull off an impressive feat during the race. However, in this instance, I was more impressed by Nico Hülkenberg's clean driving throughout the event.
Let's move on to the constructors. Ferrari continued to extend the gap at the top of the table. Another team that excelled today was Williams, who make further progress up the table. Well, that was certainly an...
Quite disappointed actually after that, because we should have scored points there, 100%. There's no question in my mind whether or not we had the capabilities of scoring points points, and yeah, we blew it ourselves. Like, we cost ourselves a really good point score. Yeah, feel very gutted. Like,
Well, let's hope for a better race next time out, eh?
Looks like one of your rivals has also been invited to a historical event. This could be a good opportunity to play up
obviously, it's not season over. Long way to go. Long way to go, which is the key thing, that we've got to stay focused and positive, but just really disappointed with the result today. In the sense, like, we had points in our hands and we blew it. We made the wrong call. I'm though proud of myself, got fastest lap, and actually we didn't really make many mistakes in terms of driving errors. We did make driving errors, but we didn't use, I don't think, one flashback in that race. Not one flashback, which I'm quite proud of myself for that, but yeah. So, gonna have some big upgrades coming for Azerbaijan, which should help, certainly for the power side of it. Some big engine upgrades. Let's skip to the Azerbaijan circuit, select our tyres for the race weekend. Obviously we're going for the softest compound. And yeah, hopefully the engine upgrade will help massively, especially down the straight. Actually, at this circuit last year, we weren't too bad, actually, in all fairness. We didn't finish ahead of our teammate, I don't think, but we didn't have a bad race from a racing point of view. We did okay, I think, personally. Anyway, thank you for watching. Until the next time, have a good day.